Hey everybody, Whip here, and welcome on back to Sourceblock. Today we are killing the Ender Dragon with the rest of the server, and we only have 2 Ender Pearls to our name. So I think to get this one started, we gotta fix that problem. Now I should mention, killing the Ender Dragon is not the only thing that we're gonna be doing today. We are actually gathering up a bunch of Ender Pearls to first find the stronghold and all that good stuff, but outside of that, we're gonna be doing a bunch of work back at the base. I just gotta get this stuff squared away first. There are so many freaking zombies and skeletons out here, and I cannot seem to find any Endermen.
Come on. Oh,
hi. How's it going?
hey, what do you look like you're running from something? Are you all right?
Yeah, sure. Just one of the villagers in your nice little town here that you've been
St.
naming.
John's.
Oh,
Yeah.
St. John's. Yeah, sorry.
St. John's.
He's do you see him over there on the hill? He's got a little bit of a
Oh no.
I think he has like a fungal infection or something
Yeah,
going on.
he's got
but-
problems. He's got a new. Speaking of problems, you've got an arrow that may or may not be okay. It disappeared. Now you're fine.
Oh,
It
yeah.
looked like you may have needed a proctologist. Just saying.
Oh, okay. I thought I was feeling something weird back there.
a little pep in your step.
Yeah. Well,
What
hey.
are you doing out here?
Now that I ran into you, I'm on a great quest right here to kill this so-called Ender Dragon thing, and right now I've been trying to get these magical.
Behind you?
Ah! Yeah, very safe place to talk out here. But I've been
Absolutely.
working on finding these magic little like disc thingies. These guys.
Dude, that's
So-
what I was looking for.
Really?
This is exactly what I was looking for.
Wow. Want to go find some together?
Absolutely. How many do you got so far?
Well, with that one I just gave you, I got 2 more.
Okay. So we got 3 total. All right. Okay. Let's roam out into the night and try to find some of these guys.
It's a very safe plan. I like it.
Oh, nothing can go wrong.
Beef and I spent about an hour and a half searching for Ender Pearls. We came across 4 of them. It wasn't very eventful, so let's fast forward to the fortress. That just went right down here.
Oh, there.
See? There it
Nice.
is.
We have gotten so lucky with this one. Okay, this is our lucky Eye of Ender. Should we just start digging down?
Yeah. Ooh, found it.
Oh, wow. That might be the easiest. I mean, we didn't break one Eye of Ender. We immediately found it like as soon as we started digging. And this
I
looks
love
like
this.
I would laugh if this was like the entrance. I wouldn't be surprised, actually.
Not quite that easy.
Okay. All right. All right. Let's do some exploring. Maybe we'll find some cool stuff in these chests.
Ooh, found it.
Really?
And a diamond. Ooh, nice.
Where'd you go?
Straight past the water thingy.
Oh, past the water thingy. Aha.
Over here.
Not bad at all.
Do we save the silver fish spawner or do we break it?
We'll probably break it. It's just gonna get annoying. Let's see what we got in there in terms of oh, there are none in it. So we didn't get very lucky when it comes to that.
Well. After gathering the remaining Ender Pearls, we lit the fires of Gondor, called everybody to arms, and we got this thing going.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Should we
If you
go?
need some spare blocks here,
Hey.
skip
Yeah.
turn around.
Who
Let's
has
do
Ender
it.
portals? You need
Oh,
to place
thank
them
you.
on the
I got the last one here. We
Those
ready to
are
do this
eyes?
thing?
Much,
Yeah.
Yep. They're much more
Okay.
beautiful.
I'm
Be
not
careful
ready.
when you
Prepare
walk
if
in
we can-
there.
Who's gonna hold my hand? Who's gonna hold my hand?
Are we ready?
Let's go.
Are we ready?
Hold
Catherine,
my
Put
hand.
one in the
No,
torch in the
we're
other.
ready.
Catherine, did you go pee? Are you ready?
Yeah, I peed.
Okay. All
I
right.
peed. I'm ready.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay. Be careful when you walk in there not to push each other off.
Okay.
Yep.
Let's go.
3, 2, 1, go.
Let's go. Okay.
Who's gonna wait? Shift. Oh, okay.
Oh,
this
we're
is-
safe.
Oh,
We're safe.
nice.
We're safe.
Okay.
There it is.
There we go.
Shower me with your XP.
I ain't taking any of that. I've already done nothing.
Ow! Ow, this is not good. Stop.
Who's standing on me? Who just stepped on my foot? Oh, there we go. 30 levels.
All right, I'll take
No,
it.
you're gonna die.
Don't get killed.
Yeah, be
Not
careful.
now. Not now. We did it.
Oh, wait. Yeah, grab that egg. What?
What is that?
What's what?
What's what?
Chicken butt.
That over there?
Oh.
There,
Wait, what is going
there's
on
a
up here?
flashing. There's a flashing light in a.
What the heck?
And what are those things?
What
What
the
is
heck?
Okay,
Ooh.
why is the light doing that?
That is
Okay.
okay.
Noises.
No, I hate
Yeah.
that noise.
Why is it?
Not again.
I don't like it.
Oh no, no, no,
What's
no.
going on here?
Maybe
Can I touch it?
Sausage, jump in it.
Okay,
No,
no,
no, no.
not again.
I wouldn't touch it.
I did that once before, and then that's how I got
vote.
here.
Let's back up a little bit
Maybe
here.
like secure the perimeter.
secure
Let's
the
do it.
perimeter.
All right, I got this
Poor
side.
pig.
Here, I'll make a wall. There you go.
Did this pig just burn?
Secured.
Yeah, I gave it as a sacrifice. Don't worry. It's not
Oh,
a
okay, good.
Okay,
We
I
gotta
thought
throw
the
the pork
Sourceblock
chop
did
in.
it.
Throw the pork chop
Made
in.
it quieter.
Did it make it quieter?
Yeah, it made it
Oh, that's
quieter.
really cool. Oh!
Whoa, what the heck is that?
He's chasing me! He's chasing me!
What?
Why is it so huge?
Kill it!
No!
Oh my god!
Oh my god, what is this?
Send help!
Oh my gosh! Hold on.
It's a monster zombie.
Oh, ouch! That hurt. He kicks. He kicks.
I got him! Oh! Go for the coin purse!
Oh!
Did they drop an elytra?
That was cool. What was that? How is this possible?
I don't like that portal thing anymore.
Okay.
No, it's not.
I don't- I
this
don't
was
like
the
those
first
ones.
time.
The
So-
mythical source block.
It's gone.
It's gone? Where'd it go?
Huh?
I don't know.
Well, sausage
great,
stopped
we killed the
farting in
sewer.
here, so it probably kind of disappeared.
Is there anything else in there?
Hey, listen.
No.
I didn't think you could see it.
And there we go, my friends. We have done it, and look at what else we have here. We have our very first elytra on Sourceblock. We were able to configure the dragon to drop elytra when it's killed. And then, so a few people got their elytra through that one, and then we also went out and made sure that everybody else was able to get an elytra. So we're all kind of evened up there. Figured we did enough fighting things so far in the episode, so I didn't want to include the end rating part, but I think Mythical Sausage and I are planning to do an end rating stream here pretty soon to go see if we can get all the fancy schmancy loot. But as you all saw, we have more to deal with on the server than just the dragon. There's also that giant zombie, which I think would come up to half the height of this tower, so that tower alone is not going to be able to defend us from the zombie. What I'm thinking is I want to transform this mountain over here into something that we can use to be able to get a bunch more defensive structures around here. So terraforming this mountain and turning it into something a little bit more like that guy there, throwing a big old tower on top of it with an outpost that we can use to get up to. I think that'd be a great project for the rest of this episode to bring things back in here in line. Then we also did talk about doing a lot of the farming stuff in this episode. I really want to get our hot springs built and show how we can have farmland in here. But let's focus on getting this one done first, because in order to do that, we need a lot of brick. We need a lot of brick to be able to build up the base of that thing again. And I am down to under 2 stacks of brick, and I have very few emeralds to my name. Thankfully, though, we have some amazing paper trades over in our little library over there. What I want to do to be able to fix our problem here is set up a sugarcane farm, but before we do that real quick, I want to show y'all what I've been working on down here. I set up our beacon so we can actually do some mining things, and it's a good thing that didn't kill me, but I've been mining up a good chunk of this area down here, getting a bunch of stone that we can use, thankfully, through to Silk Touch, that we can use to actually get a lot of things in here, and I'm so freaking excited, and we got a potato from a zombie. As this is all going to be going towards our brick production, I figured we'd throw this farm over here by the clay pit that we have. I'm going to be building a Ilmango Zero Tick farm, just the one that he's put his tutorials out. We built it on our single player world. Not going to show y'all how we do that again. So I'm just going to throw that thing right in here. Then we're going to get over into some real building. I've set up a few temporary chests that we can use, but the farm is fully working now, which is absolutely awesome. We can just flip the switch right here, and we're going to be getting a heck of a lot of sugarcane going, which is Great. That is exactly what we need. And I think I'm actually going to AFK here for about an hour. Just let it pile up a bit in this so we can actually get some bricks to do some building. All right, it's been about an hour and a half now. I got more than a chest full of the sugarcane stuff. Unfortunately, at this point in time, I do not have a solid trade for these. All of these guys are still roughly at 23, 24 paper per emerald. So we weren't able to get too many, but we got a stack and a quarter, which should be good enough. We shouldn't need a terribly large amount of brick. We're going to be using a lot of terracotta, but what we can bring is those emeralds into here and click on the brick trade and just fill ourselves up, and that didn't give us too many. And it's nighttime, so they're all going to sleep now. And there we go. I think that is a pretty solid amount of bricks that we can use. We got 1 stack, 2 stack, 3 stack, and a handful more. That's going to be more than enough for what we need for this build, so let's get on to it. Now for the big old building time lapse of this episode. I tried tackling this whole mountain thinking I was going to transform everything around it, and then I got to the top and realized that it was rather big. I didn't really realize how large this mountain was, so today we're just going to be tackling the front face of it and kind of going around the corner on the ocean water side where we're working right now. We're going to stretch that around there. And one thing I really want to note with how we're building the mountains here differently than how we're building them in, say, our single player world is I want to have the tops be a lot more rounded out. Where in our single player world, they're very spiky and everything kind of comes up to that direct spike mountain peak. Whereas on these, I kind of want to have it be a lot of more larger mounds with a rocky structure on the outside. So they're much more rounded off and we have areas to build on top of them much more easily like we had done for the first tower. And I just think overall that's really going to help us be able to sell a different environment here, because I don't want this just to look like a clone of the mountains that we're making in our own single player world. I want to do something new. I want to do something different. So I think that's going to be a good way to do it. One thing I really want to work on here as well that I'm still learning on how I want to do correctly is adding in a lot more detail while we're going around the mountains of like snow channels being cut out into the mountains and having a lot more variation instead of just the facade of it going straight up into the air. But that's all stuff that we're going to learn together as we're building this whole environment out. I think it's looking really good so far. I love this tower being up here at the top. I think it fits in perfectly, and the cool contrast between the white color is real nice. Welcome on back, everybody. I hope you all enjoyed the time lapse building up yet another tower. As promised, not all of them. We're going to have the yellow terracotta color. I really like this one with the white up there. We do need to figure out ways to get up to this tower. That one we'll figure out as we kind of build up the mountain behind it, but this one especially. I did only do the front side of it, like the village facing side, just because of how long it took. But the one thing I did want to let you all know is this episode's actually going to be coming out on Saturday, as y'all probably have already seen that it's now Saturday or later when you're watching this video. I had intended to let it out on Friday, but I'm gonna wait a day to finish up what we're going to be working on now. And first things first that we're going to be working on now is I wanted to get into how farming is going to work inside of our environment. And one thing a lot of y'all had mentioned would be a great thing to do inside of here is build up some like hot spring type structures, which I thought would be absolutely awesome. And I forgot to make campfires. One moment. I want to turn this small area that we're in right here into some sort of a vegetation garden. We're going to be using potatoes as our crop because that's probably the best thing that we can do as far as keeping things within the theme of what can last in harsh weather. From a small amount of research I did, I'm not claiming to be a professional on potatoes here or anything, but it looks like they are probably the crop inside of Minecraft that could survive the easiest inside of a cold weather environment. So I figured we would try and work with those here a little bit. Now we're going to come across a few interesting problems, you could say, while we're working through our hot springs design here. And that is the fact that the water we're going to be covering up in this area is still going to freeze. And I'll show you all what I mean here. So we have a few ways that we can deal with this. Let's, for starters, just box everything in like this. We're using andesite as the bordering block for these hot springs because I feel like it looks almost like the most malleable type of stone that would be kind of like a warmer one without just doing granite again or something like that. But bring in our buckets of water that we have here. We can go like this and fill across this entire area. And we're all going to see that a few of these things start to lose their wateriness. They're all going to start freezing, and it's not really that great. And it's going to cause a few issues for us as we're trying to figure out how we can make this whole area look really pretty. This right here is going to be okay because we got a few things above there, but I don't want to just cover this entire area. I would love to have this open to the air. A few ways we can stop them from freezing is like we have the slabs there. That will stop those blocks from freezing. Then what we can also do is quickly get rid of these ones down at the bottom, replace that with some andesite. Then coming up here, we can use some bone meal to make it look like there's some tall grass in here. And the grass will actually also stop this from causing itself to be freezing. So anywhere that this water is some sort of a waterlogged block, whether that is another type of block inside of it, a seagrass or a slab or anything like that, the water can't freeze because thankfully Mojang did not program that into the new water update for all the water physics and everything like that. So it's great. Now, as we start to add a little bit more length to this and link in a second pool down here, it starts to really come alive and having a lot of life with this water flowing through the entire area, which I'm really, really happy with how this is going to turn out once we get it all finished up. But this right here, we need to bring in some more of these little slabby guys, which is going to cause some issues, as this is all going to kind of get in the way here. I think for now what I'm going to do is just fill that in right there, and then we can waterlog all of these, and then they should start to stretch their way all the way down here. We need to figure out a way to get that flowing all the way in here. That's pretty much as perfect as we're going to get it, I think. At this point, we have two different heated pools that will be flowing in here together, and that's going to be really good for what we can do for hydrating this area and explaining how the potatoes are able to grow here. But we have a few issues now, is they don't look warm. They don't look warm at all, which is where our campfire is going to come into play. And this thing I'm really excited about. What we can do with this one is we can come all the way down here, place, this is going to be kind of a tricky part with it. Let's do this, and then I need to actually get rid of the water on this side here as well, just so we can have a cleaner place to go. And what we want to do is a campfire down there, and how we had this one at the half slab level. Ooh, why is that block floating? We had it at the half slab level right here where the water was able to sit on top of it and then it wasn't going to be freezing or anything like that. If we can't put the campfire directly below that, we're going to get a full plume of smoke like that guy out of here, which we don't want here. We want this little tiny bit that pops up every once in a while, just adding a slight bit of light to this area, or a slight bit of movement outside of just the water itself. So then I'm going to dot a few more of those around here and just make it look like there's a little bit of steam coming off the water. I had a total brain fart there while recording some things and accidentally clicked the start recording instead of clicking the stop recording, and recorded 30 minutes of me filling and completing up this area instead of the part where I was talking to you all. So sorry about that if there's an awkward cut in there, but coming back over to here, you all can see what we have going on now. I'm very happy with this one. I think it's really cool. I think it really fits that snowy theme. I'm still working on these last potatoes, so I do have a small farm built actually in our snow farm cave. There's a small one down in here that I'm waiting on filling out so we can actually, you know, get our last crops planted in there. But these guys are growing rather slowly. I do have a question for y'all though. As you probably have noticed in the last few episodes, things are a tad bit darker. I've been playing with reducing the brightness settings down to 30%. Normally I used to play on bright all the way up here as you're seeing it now. But I've been really enjoying that kind of moody, gloomy effect that we get. Like, look at this right here where we got this one. And then let's change it down to the 30% where we have it down to here. Just look at the difference in the shadows, especially on like the cliff over here. You actually see a shadow bit there instead of it just being the full light level everywhere. Let me know what y'all think about that. Should we keep the darker one, or should we kind of finish it off here and or stay with the lighter one that we had going on? That guy's forever living there. I've dealt with enough pillagers that he's stuck. He's stuck on that mountain. We will make him a little outlook up there, I think, and then we'll go forward at that. Since we last spoke, I've been doing a bit more trading with villagers, letting all of our potatoes grow up over here, and it is looking much more fantastic out here. I think we need to mix in a few bits of snow, like break this one and throw some snow in here, but I'll do that later because I got something very cool to show you all. I was trading with this villager over here, unlocked the next set of trades, and we got Silk Touch as well as Power 4 and Efficiency 5 on one villager. I am so freaking excited for all of that. But that, everybody, is going to have to do it for today's episode. I do hope you all enjoyed the Ender Dragon fight, the giant zombie, and we're going to be looking into this source block more and seeing what it's doing throughout this world, I think it's time that we start our laboratory on top of this soon-to-be mountain up here. Anyways, that's going to do it for today. Please hit that like button if you did enjoy. Subscribe if you're new. I'll catch you on the flip side.